In the year 3487, war was no longer waged with bombs or ships. It was waged with words. The Galactic Accord, formed after the fall of the Krivak Dominion, declared that any species entering the stars must settle disputes through formal oration. Battle of voice. The logic was simple. If a species could not articulate its grievances or stand unshaken against interstellar scrutiny, it was not fit for diplomacy nor survival. The Eltari spoke in harmonic triads, their voices like flutes. Carved from wind. The Grodok thundered with bass tones that could shake crystal. And then there were the humans. Quiet, brooding, watchers of every syllable. For nearly 3 centuries, Earth had remained silent in every council session. Not mute, just choosing. Never to engage in the battle of voice. They sent observers, ambassadors who nodded, smiled, but never rose to speak. They listened. They always listened. Other species called them the mute ones. A passive race, barely advanced enough to craft thought ships, but clever enough to obey the ancient rites. But when the Zorthan Empire declared full economic blockade on Sol, things changed. The Grand Hall of Accord buzzed with voices. Delegates from all corners of the galaxy had come to witness the impossible. The humans had invoked their right to speak. At the center of the chamber stood a single human representative, Ambassador Lena Kor. No armor, no ceremonial garb, just a gray suit and eyes that looked as though they had seen too much. High Chancellor Zorto of the Zorthan Empire towered above her, 6 arms folded smugly. You dare challenge the Zorthan claim over Terra's resources? He boomed. By what right does a species of silence raise its voice? Lena did not answer immediately. She stepped forward, her gaze sweeping the crowd. By the right of. The last voice spoken, she said quietly. There was a pause in the chamber. A pause that deepened. Species who lived in sound fell still. The Orcs stopped humming. Even the Eltari chorus went mute, because they all knew what it meant, the last voice clause. The one who speaks last, uninterrupted, wins the trial of voice. It was risky. The challenger must remain silent through the storm of arguments, endure humiliation, threats, logic, emotion, everything, until all voices were spent. Then, the last speaker, if they could hold the room, won everything. Single chance, a single voice. For 6 days, the Zorthans spoke. They hurled accusations. Declared the humans as thieves of galactic oxygen. Claimed Earth's silence was proof of cowardice, of illegitimacy. The Eltari sided with the Zorthans. The Grodok roared in agreement. Others mocked humanity's frail bodies, its ancient world. Full of rusted oceans and decaying trees. And through it all, Lena said nothing. She stood. She watched. And she listened. By the 7th day, the chamber grew tired. Delegates were hoarse. Their voices trembled. Some began to fidget, others left. Altogether, the room, once a symphony of accusation, became a whisper of fatigue. Then Lena stepped forward. A single microphone hovered near her lips. She placed one hand on the podium. Her voice was soft, but in that silence, it thundered like 1,000. Cannons, you call us cowards because we were silent. You call us weak because we did not speak. But listening was our weapon. Every word you spoke, every insult, every fear, became knowledge. We've heard you. We understand you. And now, you will understand us. She paused. Not from hesitation, but to let silence draw the line. We watched you measure strength by how loud you could shout. But our strength was measured by what we learned when you did. While you roared and threatened, we adapted. While you debated treaties, we built weapons you don't know exist. Another pause. You see silence as absence. But for us, it is pressure waiting to release. It is a blade drawn slowly, quietly, until the final moment. The chamber was dead silent. Even Chancellor Zortu, once booming with arrogance, said nothing. His eyes twitched. He understood. Lena leaned in closer. You speak first in every war, but those who speak last win them. She stepped back, Not a single voice rose. The chamber, bound by ancient law, had heard its final speaker, and that meant humanity had one dot in the days that followed. The Zorthan blockade dissolved without a single missile. Trade routes to Earth reopened. No one questioned humanity's place in the Accord again. Other species tried to mimic the tactic, but failed. Because true silence, the kind that absorbs every sound and reflects it as power, required more than patience. It required being human. And so across the stars, legends grew that among the civilizations of fire and thunder, of logic and song there, was a race that listened, and spoke only when it mattered most.